guys, so today's video is going to be the beginning of the year book tag, and I'm taking all my questions by Queen Larry's video. Larry Reads. If you guys don't watch Larry Reads, seriously, what are you doing? She's like the queen of booktube. I love her so much. I think she's hysterical. She also shouted me out when I sent her a book in her book haul of subscribers sending her books, and I watched the clip like 10 million times. I love her to pieces, and I hope she gets to read the book that I sent her. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this tag video. I believe there are 18 questions. Yeah, it says 18 questions. So this is the beginning of the year book tag for 2025. So the first question is, how many books are you planning on reading in 2025? Now, last year was my first full year of reading, and I don't think I am going to read as many books as I did last year. Let's just put that out there. I'm trying to take my time with books and enjoy them a little bit more, but once I start reading a book that I absolutely love, I can put it down. But I do find that I am slowly enjoying my books a bit more rather than like trying to get through all of them. But my Goodreads goal for this year is 100 books. And I think I can do that because I'm already at 10 books. I literally just finished my 10th book like literally 10 minutes ago in January. So yeah, I think we will be able to hit 100 books. That's all I goaled it at, and I think I should be able to hit that by the end of the summer, if not, at the same time as I did last year, which was literally my birthday month, which was August 1st or 2nd. And then we'll see after that. I would like to read 150 books this year. But again, we will see where it gets to. I do have a lot more things to do this year, that I need to get a job and all of that. But right now in the winter time, I'm just enjoying reading as much as I can. But at the same time, I'm trying to just take my time with books that I really do enjoy. So last year I read 188 books, and I don't think I'm going to read that many again. It would be amazing, but like probably 150 books would be doable. But as for right now, it's at 100. I think that is a pretty achievable goal. Even if we only read 10 books a month, that means I would hit it in October. But I'm not pressuring myself too much, but I think that is a good number for me personally, and it's not an overwhelming number for me, which is crazy. Because the fact that I even exceeded it last year, or even hit 100 books for someone who didn't pick up a book until October of 2023, and I hadn't read since I was like, I was reading a series like gradually, but like I still really didn't like reading that much, and then picked up a book and it changed my life. So it's not like I didn't read Harry Potter though as a kid. I loved Harry Potter, but that was really the only series that I read when I was growing up. But let's not go into my entire book journey. I'll probably do that in a whole nother video. Okay, so number 2 is a book you're likely to reread this year. And actually, I just finished my first reread of the year. Woo woo! I actually listened to it, but my goal was to listen to Fourth Wing and Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros before Onyx Storm came out. It has not come out yet. It comes out in 17, 18, 19, 20, literally 4 days. I cannot believe it's almost here. But I just finished Fourth Wing, and I am 100% going to be reading Iron Flame now, and I'm going to start the audiobook tomorrow. I'm just going to follow along with my physical copy, but I had actually never listened to the audiobooks, so because I had just read both of them physically this time. And also, this will be the first time that I'm going to be able to like read this all the way through without like as many breaks as I took when I was reading this the first time. But also I kind of felt like I savored this a little bit more because this is when I read a little bit slower. But also this is a 600-page book, and it was very intimidating to me at the time. So I am very excited to refresh my memory on this, and I literally cannot wait to start it tomorrow. I think I needed a little break after finishing Fourth Wing today. I couldn't go into Iron Flame immediately, but I am hoping I can finish it this next 4 days. I mean, this is the only audiobook I'm going to be listening to for the next 4 days. My goal is to listen to at least 3 hours a day. And since I listen to them on twice the speed because I've read them before, and also because I have ADD, so I'm able to listen to them faster than other, like, normal atypical people can. I'm really excited. So we already reread a book this year, which is awesome because I haven't reread a book since Harry Potter when I was a kid. The only other books I've reread in my life is Holes and the So You Want to Be a Wizard series. I think I reread 1 or 2 of them. I don't even know. But, like, I'm so happy I did that. I also really do want to re-listen to Quicksilver or reread it. I did actually read it on Kindle and then also listened to it in tandem because I heard the audiobook is amazing. So it was amazing, and I want to listen to it all the way through before book 2 comes out so I can refresh my memory. I mean, that book still sticks out in my mind anyway, but I'm 100% going to be re-listening to that or rereading it before the second book comes out in October. And then I also still really want to listen to Serpents in the Wings of Night and Ashes in the Star-Cursed King. I don't know if I'm going to re-listen to Songbird in the Heart of Stone because my memory's pretty fresh on that one, but I want to listen to all 3 of them before The Fallen and I cannot remember the name of this freaking book. It's just, I don't know why Carissa Broadbent's book titles are always so hard to remember, especially the new ones that she announces, because I swear to God, I could not remember the name of the Songbird and the Heart of Stone, like, for a good month until, like, it was coming up to the release date of it. I just could not remember the name of it. It's called The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk, and it comes out August 5th, 2025. Literally cannot wait. But yeah, so I want to re-listen to those. And then I also still really want to re-listen to Lightlark and Nightbane. I did start my listen of Lightlark before Skyshade came out, but now I'm probably going to have to restart it again and just listen to it all the way through along with Nightbane because I have them both on my Audible account because I used them both for I got them both with what do you call it? With my Audible credits. So I do really want to listen to both of those before books 4 and 5 come out. We don't even know the titles yet, but I want to re-listen to or reread both of those. So I think those are the only ones I'm planning on. I don't think I'm going to be able to do an ACOTAR rereading, but I would love to do that someday. So I might just listen to those and listen to the first 3 books because, like, those are the only ones I want to reread. But that's really it. I don't really have any other plans to reread any other books anytime soon. It's mostly romantic-y books. So yeah, that's about it. Okay. Number 3 is a priority read on your 2025 TBR. There are plenty. I'm probably going to be doing a 25 and 2025 video. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it, but I kind of want to do a priority TBR video, so I might just link that below. But probably the most priority reads that I have on my list, I'm just going to list my top 3 because these are probably the 3 that I just really need to read. Actually, 4. So the first one, and probably the number 1 biggest priority, is Stephen King's Billy Summers. I have been putting that book off for so long. I don't know why. Stephen King intimidates me. And then the same thing with Brandon Sanderson's Waybreaker. I need to read that book as well. Brandon Sanderson does intimidate me as well. I don't know if I want to go into the whole Cosmere universe, but I got recommended to start with this book first by Books with Emily Fox because she recommended it in her standalone fantasies video, where she does recommend Blood Over Bright Haven, and that destroyed me. I loved that book so much. I just read that before the book that I just finished like 20 minutes ago, and that book was fucking fantastic. That was definitely a priority read for me this year, so I already read one. I don't know why, like, we just put off books like that are priorities for us. I just feel like we get nervous if we're going to love them as much as everybody else, or we get intimidated by, like, the page length. So, but then when we actually start reading them, it's like, why have I not picked up this book before? What have I been doing? And then the other one is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I've been putting off that book for so long. Everybody loves it, but I wasn't really sure if I was in the mood to read it at the current moment because I had just read Blood Over Bright Haven and that fucking destroyed me. So I was like, I didn't know if I was in the right emotional headspace to actually pick it up. But also I'm doing like this video where like I'm picking, the Wheel of Names is picking what I read. And I put like 6 books on there, like Waybreaker and The Nightingale, and neither of them have gotten picked yet. But Blood Over Bright Haven did, and that's why I read that. But also I was going to read it this month anyway, because I was dying to read it this month. And what was I going to say? I don't think I would have been in the right emotional headspace if I had read Nightingale right after that, because I couldn't read those back to back. But if The Nightingale was picked over Blood Over Bright Haven, and then I read Blood Over Bright Haven, I probably wouldn't have known what I was getting myself into, and then I would have been destroyed again. So, because I wasn't really sure how much this book was going to destroy me. So, and then the last just priority read in general is a series. And that's Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi. I keep on putting off this series. And you know what's funny is that I did start it on my Kindle, because the first book is on Kindle Unlimited. So I got like 10 pages in and I was hooked already. But I'm probably going to have to reread it again anyway, because I'm not going to remember anything when I actually do start reading them and reading this series that everybody's obsessed with. And I'm dying to get into Tahereh Mafi. I think she's going to be one of my most read authors this year once I actually do get into the series, but I'm dying to read Shatter Me and This Woven Kingdom, but Shatter Me is definitely a bigger priority. So those are the biggest priority books that I have on my TBR right now. I wasn't going to say a romance because I'll get to all my romance books. I'm not worried about that. Like, romances are just like good palate cleansers for me. And actually, out of all my books on my physical TBR, I've read the most in my romance category. Because they're just easy. They're so easy to pick up romances and finish romances so much faster than like a fantasy book. So, yeah. Okay, next up is an author you won't be reading more books from this year. And I know exactly who that is going to be. I don't think anyone has literally pissed me off more than Riley Sager. After I read Middle of the Night last year, I literally have zero interest in reading any more of his books. And you know what's fucking crazy? Is that I wanted to read his entire backlist after I had read The Only One Left in November of 2023, because that book changed my life. I loved that book so much. I compare every single thriller to that book. And then after I read fucking Middle of the Night, which is one of the worst books I've ever read. I actually read it in December of 2023. The Only One Left. I didn't read it in November. I read it in December. But Middle of the Night, I hated that book, so I'm so done with his writing. It's like most booktubers give 3 strikes and you're out. If like certain books don't work for you, then it's 3 strikes and you're out. And I think the other one is Heather Fawcett. I'm just going to say that right now. I read the first book in the Encyclopedia of Fairies series, and I just DNF'd the series because that book was so boring to me that I just DNF'd the series and I gave away the other book because I'm like, I don't think I'm ever going to pick it up because I have no desire to. So that's it. Oh, and another priority series for me to read in 2025 is Red Queen by Victoria Award. I still want to read it, okay? I still think I'm going to have a good time with it. It's been sitting on my shelf for like almost a year, so I have to read that series this year. Okay. Next up is something new you want to read, new genres or tropes. I really like this question a lot. And I think the two genres that I really do want to read more of is sci-fi and dark romance. Now, I think I'm gonna be getting into more sci-fi rather than dark romance. I am currently still listening to Andy Weir's Project Hail Mary, so I am already reading a sci-fi book. So I'm already getting into that genre a little bit more. I really am curious about sci-fi books. So, and I do have the first 3 books in the Red Rising trilogy by Pierce Brown, and people say that's one of the best series of all time. So I really do want to read those books at some point as well. They're not as much of a priority for me, but I do want to read them at the right time when I'm ready to read them, you know? And then the other genre is dark romance, but I'm like, oh, and I also really want to read dark fantasy. So those are the 3 genres I really do want to get more into. But with dark romance, I kind of want to dabble because, you know, I don't want to be like grossed out or triggered or traumatized a little bit too much. But I did listen to my first dark romance in December, which was Lights Out by Navessa Allen, and I had such a great time. So if you guys have any recommendations of dark romance that are like more comedy driven, I will be totally down to read them because Lights Out was just such a fun time, and I'm so excited for the second book as well. And then dark fantasy, I really want to read that Reign of Shadows and Endings trilogy. I forget who it's by. Let me look it up really quick. But everybody raves about this trilogy, but people say it is dark. And I also really want to read the Book of Azrael series, which I also have to look up the author. The Reign of Shadows and Endings is by Melissa K. Rorick, and it's the Legacy series. And then Book of Azrael is Amber V. Nicole, which I really do want to read it as well. It's the God and Monsters series. And then tropes, I don't know if I really need to get into any new tropes. Honestly, like when I get into sci-fi books, there's going to be plenty of new tropes for me to get into. Honestly, there's not that many tropes that annoy me. Insta-love is probably really the only one that I don't really like that much, but I don't really mind any other ones. So, and I read a lot of different tropes, so there's nothing really specifically I have for that for that part of the question. Okay, number 6, a popular book you want to read. A popular book I want to read. Oh, Tomorrow. That one. I still have been putting that book off, by A.J. Fickery. I don't know why I still have not picked up this book. And you know what's funny? Not by A.J. Fickery. Oh my god. By Gabrielle Zevin. Oh my god. Oops. The book is called The Storied Life of A.J. Fickery. And what's funny is that I picked up that book before I read Tomorrow. And it's still sitting on my Kindle and I still haven't read it yet. I don't know why. And again, another one is The Nightingale by Chris and Hannah. But Tomorrow, I'm definitely putting for this question. That's probably the only one. I'm sure there's plenty of other ones, but honestly, like, I'm very inspired to read them. Like I said, with Shatter Me, that's very popular as well. What's on my TBR card really quick? Let me just look. I kind gotten to most of the popular books last year. My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. Yeah. I really intend to get my TBR card down quite a bit this year, so, because I read a lot of physical books last year. Books. Like over 100 physical books that I owned, so, yeah. So anyway, that's really it for that question. Okay, number 7, most anticipated 2025 book release. I mean, a lot of people are going to say this answer for this question, and that is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. How can I answer with anything else besides Onyx Storm? I mean, I'm going to tell you guys like my 3 or 4 top anticipated releases, but Onyx Storm is definitely number 1. I have been waiting for this book to come out like everybody else, and everybody's going to be reading it, and I literally cannot wait. Also Fearless by Lauren Roberts. I'm very excited for that book, but also I think I'm so excited for it because I was so excited for Reckless, and then that was like kind of a disappointment for me. But I think I'm going to like Fearless a lot more. Oh, and also I really do want to listen to Powerless because I've never listened to the audiobook. I read it. I tried to read it physically in the font. I could not do that font. I could not. So I returned it and purchased it on Kindle, and it was so much easier to read on Kindle. That I do want to listen to the audiobook before Fearless comes out because I want to refresh my memory with the first book, but I don't need to reread Reckless. I just don't. I have no interest in rereading that. And then the next one is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. Of course, I cannot wait for that book to come out. I love Abby Jimenez. She's my favorite author, my favorite romance author, so I'll read anything she comes out with. I'll read her grocery list. I'll read her Dear Diary entries. Like, I just want to read everything from her. And then the other one is Encontra by Kaylee Smith. I'm so freaking excited for that book. I cannot wait. I loved Phantasma so much, so I'm so excited for that book. And then the last one is the second Quicksilver, which I already said. Oh, and Fear the Flames 2. I forget what the name of that is, but Quicksilver we don't have a title for yet. But Quicksilver by Callie Hart, I mean not Kaylee. Cannot wait for the second book like everybody else because Quicksilver fucking blew up this year and I literally cannot wait. The second book is called Wrath of the Dragons. Literally cannot wait for that book because I ate up Fear the Flames. I literally cannot wait. So, those are probably my top 5 tops. I think that was 6 books possibly, but those are like my most anticipated reads of the whole year. Okay, Number 8, a bookish goal for 2025. And I think I already kind of answered this question, but like I said, I kind of want to just take my time with books that I'm enjoying. I'm not really as concerned about hitting numbers right now. I think I just came to that realization right now because in the first half of January, honestly, I was feeling very pressured to read as many books as I can. But now, since I've read 10 books already this month, I'm like, I can still read, like, how many books that I really do want to read or, like, goal myself to read for each month and still take my time with them and enjoy them. So that's what I'm going to do. And I have been enjoying, like, I hadn't found a 5-star before Blood Over Brighthaven. And now I found a 6-star. And the last book I just read was a 5-star, which was Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. I ate that book up. It was so adorable. And I just picked that off my TBR cart. I'm like, you know what? I need a mood read so badly right now. And also, after Blood of Brighthaven, because again, it destroyed me. And I was like, I just need something that I need to pick up right now. Not something on my TBR. We set so much pressure on our TBRs that it's like, it's okay if you don't get to every single book on your monthly TBR or even every book on your yearly TBR, just as long as you're enjoying what you're reading and enjoying picking up what you're in the mood for to read. So I was actually thinking, this is another book goal of mine this year, is that I want to do a month where I don't set a TBR for myself. I just want to do a full reading, not full reading, full mood reading month where I just pick up books that I really want to read and I'm really in the mood for. Like, I might still just pick 6 prompts, but like the rest of that month, it's just going to be mood reads. So I think that's like a good idea because, like, even though some people are like, why aren't you reading your TBR? Like, you know, why do you make a TBR then? It's okay. Like, I did read quite a few books that were on my TBR already this month. But then I was like, you know what? I want to pick something off the cart because I was really in the mood to read Ready or Not, and it was the perfect book to read. And what people say is that mood reading, you end up finding some of your favorite books. So I want to do that more and also just enjoy the books I'm picking to read. Because there were some books last year that I just forced myself to get through. And I kind of saw this. I forget where I saw this. I don't know if it was Emmy Reed's Instagram or somebody else's. I can't remember. But basically somebody said, how can you DNF a book? And I feel like, you know, with DNFing books, I just feel like it's a waste of time. But they basically compared it like a waste of my time. I'm like, I need to finish it because, like, I'm wasting so much time not finishing this book and it, like, gives me anxiety. But I think I'm more, I'm less upset if I DNF, like, a Kindle read because I didn't pay for it. And also, like, Kindle reads are just something that I read, you know, here and there, like, but like with physical books, it's a lot harder because I spent my fucking money on it. So, I mean, yes, I pay for the Kindle membership every month. But anyway, what this booktuber Instagrammer said was, it's like how you don't finish a movie or a show that you don't enjoy. Why would we force ourselves to finish a book we're not enjoying? So I am going to try and take that to heart this year because I do want to make it another goal of mine to DNF books that I'm not enjoying. And that actually gives me so much anxiety actually saying that. I'm like, well, I need to read all the books that I'm not enjoying. I'm like, no, girl, like then you can just sell it, you know? Or pick up a different book and then you can come back to it if you still want to. And I think that's what I'm going to do. So that's going to be another goal of mine. Okay, so I think those are some pretty good goals. And also, again, my book goal is 100 books. And I'm going to hit that. After that, we'll see. Okay, next question is number 9. A book that's been on your TBR you probably won't ever read. Honestly, I want to read all the books on my shelf. I really do. I don't know if I would necessarily say that because for me, I really do want to get through my physical TBR. There might be one, but it's because I didn't buy it. This might be the only. Okay, there is one. And I have it right here, and that is Chocolat by Joanne Harris. I think I'm just going to say this one for this answer, because honestly, I really do want to read all the other books that I own. And like I said, I've been getting down my physical TBR pretty damn good, honestly, I gotta say. Yeah, I think it's going to be this one, because I actually didn't purchase this. One of my girlfriends actually got this for me because she said she would get one of the wrapped books from Barnes & Noble for me and my friend Becca, and she was like, I'm gonna get you a book and Becca for her birthday, but it wasn't my birthday, but she said I'm gonna get you one because I bought her a book like a month before that, so she's like, I'm gonna get you a wrapped book. I'm like, that's really sweet. But I've seen the movie like 5 or 6 times. So I don't know if I'm actually going to get to this, I would have to really be in the mood to read this. It's probably different, but honestly for me, like, unless I give it a shot and DNF it, I'm still going to pick up all the books that I intend to read. It would probably have to be a book on my want to read list from Goodreads, but I assume that it's, from your physical TBR. And I would just say this book is the only answer that I have to that question. Everything else I really, really do want to read. So I could look at my TBR cart really quick, but they're on my TBR cart because I want to read all of them. Yeah. That's really it. And honestly, maybe the only other one, but I still really want to read this, but it's just a very long series and it like intimidates me, then I don't know when the fuck I'm going to pick it up, is Neon Gods by Katie Robert. I still own the first 3 books and I have not picked up one of them because I'm like, how am I supposed to start this super long series? But I feel like with that, I'm not going to like binge the whole thing. I'm probably going to like read that gradually, like throughout the year maybe. But that would just be like my only other answer if I wanted to say a series. So, but yeah, I think that's the only one. Anyway, okay, number 10, a series you want to read this year. There are so many series I want to read this year. Like I said, I want to read Book of Azrael. I want to read Red Queen. I want to read Reign of Shadows and Endings. I really want to read Spark of the Everflame. Oh, actually, there were 2 series that I think, well, one series I took off my list already. Oops, my Siri's going off because when I say series, she thinks I'm talking to her. But there might potentially be 2, and that is Zodiac Academy and Guild. I have no interest in reading Zodiac Academy at this point because I heard that the first book is just literally terrible to get through, that I'm like, if the first book in a series is not that good, why the fuck am I going to read it? But also I feel like if I want to read this long ass fucking series, I can't skip it because I know I would be confused. And I'm like, if the first book in a series does not hook me, then I'm like, I don't want to continue it. Like with 5 Broken Blades by May Corland, I loved the first book and then the second book was a letdown. But I'm probably going to finish the trilogy because I think the 3rd book is going to be better than the second one. Like, it's like Reckless. Like you just want to see like what happens. But yeah, I have no interest in reading Zodiac Academy. And the other one is Guild by, I believe, Raven F. Kennedy. I think that's the author. Because I heard that the series gets pretty bad. Like from multiple reviews, and people have said after like the first 3 books, I think it kind of starts going downhill. And I don't know if I want to devote my time to like a 6-book series that people don't really care for. So, but there is one series on this list that I'm saying that are my priority series for this year that I'm going to tell you guys. So like I said, is Book of Azrael, Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. Book of Azrael, I already said the author. Red Queen by Victoria Award. Shatter Me series by Tahereh Mafi. And This Woven Kingdom, also by Tahereh Mafi. Fireborn. I don't even know the author's name. Dance of Thieves and Vow of Thieves. The Assassin's Apprentice trilogy. The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. Assassin's Apprentices by Robin Hobb. And then John Gwynn's The Shadow of the Gods, The Bridge Kingdom series by Daniel L. Jensen. Oh, another anticipated read for me is A Curse Carved in Bone. Is that what it's called? By Daniel L. Jensen, which is the 2nd book in Fate and Blood. Cannot wait to read that either. So I have all those series on my list that I'm dying to read this year. Those are all the priority series. And then the other one is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I really do want to read that series at some point. It's just so long. But I also heard mixed reviews about it as it goes further down the line. Like, I don't know, I guess books 3 and 4. But honestly, I think I'm going to eat it up. And the other series that, like, you have to read, or you should read in tandem with From Blood and Ash is let's see. What is the other series called? But yeah, I really want to read this series. And what is it called? Flesh and Fire. Flesh and Fire. And I believe those books are on Kindle Unlimited, but From Blood and Ash isn't. So I think what I'm going to do, even though From Blood and Ash is literally always checked out at the fucking library, I literally can never find it, is I might just take them out gradually from the library, because I don't know if I want to collect them, because honestly I have no fucking room anymore, except for new releases this year. Those are the only books I'm going to buy this year. I have to buy Onyx Storm. I mean, I actually already pre-ordered it. We'll see if it comes the 21st, so then I can just grab it and read it and then return it to Amazon and then pick up the special edition. So yeah, those are all the priority series I want to read this year. Okay. Number 11 is your auto buy authors going into 2025. And like I said, it's like basically new releases of authors that I love, which is Rebecca Yarros, obviously, Abby Jimenez, Emily Henry, Annabelle Monaghan. I don't know if I'm going to physically buy Catherine Center's Love Haters. I might just purchase it on Kindle. Who else? I think that might be it, actually. Those are really like my only auto buy authors. Unless Great Big Beautiful Life only comes out on hardcover, I'm probably just going to buy it on Kindle like I did with Funny Story, because I only own her paperbacks and then just a special edition of Beach Read. So that's pretty much it. I don't think I have anybody else at the current moment. And for some reason, I buy all of Ali Hazelwood's books, so I might buy Deep End. I don't know what it is. I just want to really like her. So I wish that there was a question that says authors that you want to buy more books from because you really like them. And that would be Ali Hazelwood, but yeah. Anyway, number 12 is a book to show adaptation you're excited about this year. I'm really excited about all of Emily Henry's books being turned into movies. Oh, The Housemaid. The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I think that comes out in December. And I think it comes out like Christmas Day or like really close to Christmas Day. I'm so excited for that. I can't wait. I feel like there was another one. I think Verity might be coming out, but I have to read the book first. And I really do want to read that book, actually. But that would be the only other book that I read from Colleen Hoover, and then I'm like kind of done with her. So she would probably be another author that I'm leaving behind this year, even though I didn't read any of her books in 2024, because I only read It Ends With Us and It Starts With Us at the end of the year in 2023, because, you know, everybody had read that book, and I actually thought they were pretty good. And Neil Gaiman, never would read a book from him after everything that happened. I mean, I am going to read Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman because my boyfriend gave it to me, so I didn't even have to pay for that book. But I will never read any of his books because he's a complete scumbag. But so I think only The Housemaid. I don't even know what other book to TV adaptations are coming out. I had watched A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I loved that. And also, I had just watched The Perfect Couple, and that was really good, too. Oh, The Sandman. Even though that's by Neil Gaiman, I'm, like, really excited for the second season, even though I've never read the books, and I'm never going to. But me and my family are probably going to watch the second season. There's so many books that are becoming TV shows or movies. But I don't know why every time booktubers are asked this question, we like blank. I'm really excited for the Fourth Wing adaptation. Who knows when? Oh, the Quicksilver movie. I don't know when that's coming out, but I'm dying to see that. So I'll just say Quicksilver. Okay. Number 13, a sequel you're anticipating. I basically already answered that question with all the new releases. Onyx Storm, Encantra, Fearless, Quicksilver Book 2, and Fear the Flames Book 2. Those are like the ones I'm the most excited for. Number 14, bookish things you're leaving in 2024. It's the goals, like the book goals for me. And also, no, I will say negative reviews, but I'm specifically usually talking about the book, unless the author did something to piss me the fuck off. Like Riley Sager, like compares Grady Hendrix himself to Grady Hendrix all the time and says that he's a better author. I'm like, nah. Grady Hendrix is pretty damn good, and you're jealous that Grady Hendrix is a good author, so yeah. And Neil Gaiman, go fuck yourself. But anyway, bookish things you're leaving behind in 2024. Stop making people feel bad by how many books they read. Just stop. Like, why is it such a big deal for people to read books in their spare time and how many books they read in their spare time? I'm just kind of shocked if people can read over like 200 books. Doesn't mean somebody else can't do it. I just am envious of them. But at the same time, it's like I shouldn't be, because it's like the only thing that's what I'm going to leave behind, is that I'm not going to envy someone that reads more books than I do, because I read 188 books last year. Like, what? But it does not matter how many books you read, just as long as you're reading and you're enjoying the books that you're reading. So, because that's all that matters. Reading is for fun, but also it feeds your brain. So, but also stop judging people. Like, are you going to judge somebody for binging a show in one day, but if they binge a book in one day, it's such a big deal? Like, why is, reading looked so down upon with that's how people enjoy their time or enjoy their spare time? They do it for entertainment. They do it because it's fun. They do it because there's escapism. They do it because they love it, because they enjoy it, because they want to pick up a book. Like, everything starts with words on paper. Like a script for a movie, a script for a TV show, it all starts with words on paper. So you're just seeing it being translated to screen. So we're reading about stories that we want to know how they are and how they end. Why aren't we going to finish a book like we finish a movie or finish a TV show? So, yeah. For those people who can judge people like that, fuck off. And also, for people that judge people about listening to audiobooks and it's not really reading, you can fuck off too. That is such complete and utter bullshit. Like, stop. Like, there's one booktuber that I watch and she just listens to audiobooks because she can't actually physically read books. Like, audiobooks are like listening to a radio show. I fucking love audiobooks now. I actually thought that they weren't for me, but I never judged someone for listening to an audiobook, because that's the way they consume a story. Like, why does it matter? Why? Who cares? So that's it. Number 15, what to expect from this account? Probably nothing. Maybe just make like a few more like booktube friends, because I actually didn't make a friend this past year, which is Monica Fortner. She's so sweet. She has quite a few more subscribers than I do, but I just love chatting with her about books. She's just so sweet. I actually influenced a couple of her picks to read in December, so that was awesome. And then she actually influenced a couple of my picks this month. I mean, I actually only read one book so far that she recommended, which is A Fire in the Sky by Sophie Jordan, and I really liked that book. And that was another mood read, so I incorporated another mood read last week, so I think that's great. So I'm going to be continuing doing that. And then that's another bookish goal of mine, but that's not really a bookish goal because that's just something that I want to do. That's not a goal. It's just like you don't have to stick to your TBR all of the time. So that's basically the same thing. That would be about it. I don't really expect anything else from this account since TikTok is going to be abolished. I can't really promote my channel, but honestly, it's just, no one really watches my content. So I just do it for fun. And I do it because I can't shut up about books, and who else am I going to talk to about them besides on YouTube? So, okay. Number 16, how has your reading taste evolved from last year? And I really like this question too. And I think it has evolved because I know what books that I will enjoy and which books I don't enjoy at this point. Because I feel like since I've read so many books at this point, I know what I'm going to like. And I know the style of writing that I enjoy. I just need something that flows really well. I love funny books, but I also really love high stakes fantasy, and I really love funny but also dramatic, and books that cover really hard topics but balanced with humor are my favorite kind of books. That's why I loved Blood Over Bright Haven so much, and Boys of Tommen and Magnolia Parks. They all cover very triggering things but cope with humor, and those are always my favorite books. Like Boys of Tommen and Magnolia Parks live in my heart and soul. I love those books so much. Oh, and also the second I don't know if this is Gipsy's companion book. If it's not, I'm going to be really upset because Gipsy is everybody's favorite character. And since everyone was upset with Taming Seven, which is what the fuck? And also, we should leave behind sending hate to the authors of these books. They're still a person. And Chloe Walsh was crushed by people hating on Taming Seven. What the fuck? How can you comment like that on the author's work? They still put something out there that they're proud of, unless you're Riley Sager or Neil Gaiman or those people that are, pieces of shit. Then that's different. Once we find out enough information about why they are, then stop. Why would you do that? That's so messed up. I would never send hate to an author like that. I will express it about it on this channel, but I'm never going to say I hate the author, unless you're Neil Gaiman. But I'm going to say I didn't like a book or that I hated a book. But it doesn't mean I hate the author. But, where was I going with this? So yeah, basically I know what I enjoy now. And those are the kind of books I really love. So, and I think I need to, what another bookish goal of mine this year is to actually read the synopsises of the books that I pick when I buy them, rather than just I just heard rave reviews about Ready or Not or Blood Over Bright Haven, and I was like, those sound like amazing books that I want to read, but I feel like I need to be a little pickier. But also at the same time, since I'm only buying new releases this year and not just, randomly just buying books that I don't read the synopsis, I really can't do that anymore because I have to be more picky because I have such a huge physical TBR now. Not of unread books, because like I said, it's a huge goal of mine to read all the books that I own. Like I said, I think I've read half of the books that I own, which is amazing. What else was I saying? Oh my God, I keep on forgetting what I wanted to say. Yeah, that's about it. I think that's it. Okay, number 17, booktube creators who inspire you. Definitely Larry Reads. I love her so much. I love Emmy Reads. Really love her her reading vlogs. Her name is Emmy Rossum. They're probably the two channels that I watch the most. I really love Ellen Catherine. I think she's an absolute sweetheart. But Larry Reed's just like, she was my very first booktuber that I started watching when I started reading avidly and obsessively, pretty much. It's become my favorite thing in the whole entire world. But she is just such a light in this community because she is fucking hilarious, but you can also tell she like cares about us so much. She's just such a sweetheart. I love her so much, and yeah, she's probably my biggest inspiration. And then the last question is something you want to say to anyone wanting to start a bookish account. Now, again, not really that many people watch me, but I have had a few responses from like bigger YouTubers that I had talked to. Like, I talked to Betty Bean sometimes. I talked to Angelica Nyquist. We've actually had full conversations about books that we love and books we didn't really like. And that's actually like what we talk about the most, and it's just like so cool. I love her. Oh my god, I love Angelica Nyquist so much. And I love that she started a YouTube a bookish channel on her vlog channel. I love how she started a YouTube channel. Yeah, she's had a YouTube channel for years, Caitlin God. But it's just so cool because like, even though like I started watching these YouTubers because of their makeup videos, now all I watch is their book content. I barely have watched their makeup content now, unless they are doing a get ready with me of their wrap-ups talking about the books that they read that month. Other than that, I am watching booktube videos literally 24/7 or whenever I can get a chance to watch YouTube. So, yeah, I think that is pretty much it. Oh, my advice is that just do it. Just do it. Just start the channel because honestly, or start well, you can't start a TikTok now. Sorry about that. But you can start doing reels. And honestly, like once you start talking about your passion, it's like the best. I've been doing YouTube for like a really long time again since like nobody really watches me. It's just fun. Like who else am I going to talk to about books? And I really have shifted my love of makeup to my love of books. I still enjoy makeup, but honestly, I wear it a lot less than I used to. And also I think it's just because I'm getting older. Like I'm fucking 35 now. I just would rather be reading than talking about makeup, but I still love makeup. Just like I think a lot of these YouTubers are shifting to books because books have more longevity. So I think it's very smart for some booktubers to be chatting about them, but also they know, I mean, of course they love and enjoy it, and that's totally up to them if they want to talk about books. I mean, like, hello, like we all love books for the same reason. I'm not saying this is solely why they started talking about books. They started talking about books because they love them. But also, like, it is smart because reviewing books is going to have a lot more longevity on YouTube than reviewing makeup. So, because we only, can do so much to our faces before we start, aging. So, skin looks pretty good right now. I wore a lot less makeup today. But yeah, that's pretty much it. My voice is a little bit dry. So I'm gonna go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was actually really fun to film. I wasn't sure if I wanted to film my 25 and 2025 or my favorite books that I read in every month of last year. But I really just wanted to film the beginning of the year book tag because now I'm trying to film 2025 book videos. I don't even know if I'm going to be posting my everyday makeup lookbooks that I still have from December. I'm kind of over that at this point. Like, I could barely keep up with it because, again, I was a month behind posting them. And also, I feel like I'm just kind of over those at this point because, like, they just take so long to edit. And I don't want to feel pressured to upload videos when I just want to upload videos talking about books anyway. And I was an uploading machine the first 2 weeks of January. Thank you very much. Of all the videos that I wanted to upload about all the books that I read in 2024. So, and what else? I didn't even do a Best in Beauty this year. I mean, for 2024. I really just stopped buying makeup as much. Make-up. And I didn't even do an eyeshadow palette ranking because I only bought like 6 or 7 palettes this year. And my favorite 2 palettes is from a brand that I'm not even supporting anymore, which is Ensley Rain. And I don't want to promote them or talk about them or anything. So I would have only been ranking like 5 palettes. So what I was going to do is just talk about my favorite makeup products of 2024. I also stopped doing favorite videos too. Favorites videos for my favorite makeup products. I might just do like my favorite books of the month, but I just do that in my reading wrap-ups anyway. So yeah, that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know if I'm going to do a Best in Beauty because people only really watch my haul videos if I post them. That's why I still buy makeup for the Sephora VIB sales, but honestly, those are going to be probably the only sales that I shop this year and the only makeup that I buy this year. I really am not going to be buying that much makeup in 2025. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at CW819 and check out my Poshmark at the same handle, even though I barely list anything on my Poshmark either. And let me know what your book goal is for 2025. I really would like to know. Not like a number, but if you did set a numbers goal, I really would like to know what that is. But also, like, just read for fun, all right? That's all that matters, okay? So keep reading. Bye.